Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Obviously not. This is K4PEW net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Yeah, there never is. If there is, please just butt in and tell us what you need. The net may be broken at any time if you have an emergency. Call 911 first. For information on this net, you can see us on YouTube right now. You're looking up under my call, K4PEW, or you can look it up under the channel name, which is Brain Trusts. It's one word, BRAINTRUSTS. Or you can look on our website, which is 146415.net. Again, 146415.net. Or you can go to groups.io. That's groups.India Oscar. And just look up MJSS there. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. We also do sideband net tonight on 10 meters. And on Saturday nights, we do a buy, sell, swap, and swindle net, as well as a 2-meter sideband net on 144.240. Purpose of the net is to have fun, more so than anything. Although the net result of that is usually upgrading some ham shacks and antennas and microphones and paperwork. No, there is no paperwork involved. But we have a lot of fun doing it. Everyone seems to be upgrading at some point in some way. It's all fun. Costs money in some cases, but even just getting the antenna out of the attic and up in the air or up higher in the air usually isn't too expensive. So events and activities. Again, tonight we do have a 10-meter sideband net following the 2-meter net. We may indeed do and that's on 28.415. 28.415. We probably should do a net on FM, but it's going to move it up to 29.415 FM, but that will exclude all of our technicians who have FM on 28, on 10 meters. So we'll probably do that. Got to figure out. Well, it doesn't have to do FM. It's just that I hate to exclude it. Let's see what else. Other announcements. There is on Christmas Eve, which is only 1 week away from yesterday, which would be Tuesday night. There's going to be a Santa net here on this net. That's going to start. I think we said it was going to be 7 o'clock. And of course, it's for kids, and we're going to be simulcasting it. It'll go out on a repeater in the Smyrna, and I don't have that right in front of me, but I'm sure that maybe Tony does if he's on here. I don't have it in front, sorry. But and we'll be simulcasting that on the YouTube, at least the audio, and we'll also be doing it on the 446-415 on the crossband repeat here, so that people who are on 70 centimeters, kids, can come back and talk through on the airwaves on this end or on the repeater, one or the other. All right. Well, anyway, does anybody have any other announcements? I'll be sending out a reminder about that Santa net, by the way. Any other corrections or fill on the announcements? All right, nothing heard. We're going to be, this is net number 545, and we're starting from the east tonight. Let's see, today is Wednesday. So tomorrow night, I forgot to mention that we have the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club has a net at 8 p.m. on Thursday. That's tomorrow night, 147.105 plus offset and 156.7 PL. And there's a Bowling Green net, Simplex 146.430. And point your J-poles towards Bowling Green, Kentucky. And that's at 7:30. I forgot to mention that. 7:30 on the Bowling Green Simplex. All right. No other fill or corrections? Fine business. We'll discuss it again on Saturday, and you'll be getting some announcements on all of those events. We're taking check-ins from the east, starting now. Please come now.
WA4ZHI. Bravo.
Nice try, Richard. James, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just getting in out of the cold.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be cold again in the 20s, I think. Oh, it's already in the 20s. What am I talking about? It's 29 here. Oh, man. I thought I was going to wait until late tonight.
Yeah, it was a warm 33 today when I went out.
I actually went out in shorts and a tank top when it wasn't breezy and it was still sunny and it was about 35 or so. So it wasn't too bad. I really would have got. I had to come back in though.
Well, you had years of acclimation when you were a kid.
Ah, that's all right. But I got about probably at least 60 or 70 pounds of body fat over you.
That kind of warms you up too.
It does. No, I really, I swear I have. When I did my DNA thing with Ancestry.com, it showed that, all of my dad's background is in Russia and Poland and all that Eastern European stuff. And my mother's side is all, England and Wales and Ireland. So it's all cold weather background in my bloodstream.
I think I like it better here.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like it here. I happen to like it here very much. It's just that the cold weather doesn't really bother me.
I was just being sarcastic.
Oh, I know. No, Tennessee is a wonderful place. Wonderful. That's why so many people are moving here. I mean, now I'm in a position I want them to keep out. It's getting too busy.
Yeah, I'm getting houses coming up all around me now.
Yeah, well, that's the price to pay for progress. Wait until, though, all that stuff moves in with Amazon over there on, they're building that new warehouse over there on, Golden Bear Parkway, I guess. I'm not sure it's called that over there, but that 3 million square foot, and then there's going to be another couple thousand employees there, not to mention the 5,000 downtown Nashville. So there's going to be a lot more activity here.
Yeah, I drove by there a few days ago, and there was a lot of trailers already out there.
Yeah, somebody told me they had already done the land clearing and everything, so they're hot to trot.
Yeah, it's a big place.
Yeah. If I looked up in the book, it said that square footage is about the third highest square footage in the entire country.
Well, I'm glad I'm retired.
Oh, I just wish I was selling the concrete.
Yeah, sure.
Well, very good, James. Good to have you in there. Richard, you're next. That was James. Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India here in Mount Juliet. Richard, what you up to?
No good. And if I'm remembering correctly, my brother told me that Amazon project they've got going on over there is going to be a 24/7 effort. In other words, the folks building it are going to do a 24-hour a day, 7-day build. And I don't know if that means they're in a huge hurry to build it or what's going on, but that's what I'm being led to believe. Anyway, I hope everybody's had a stay warm day because it's been a challenge. I know that. And I'll turn it back over to you. That's all I got. Take care. God bless. Talk to you when I can. KFOSIB, back to net.
Yeah, very good. Did you mean 24 hours on getting it ready to roll, you mean?
No, they're going to be building that thing on a 24-hour a day schedule.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me, really. I mean, no different than DOT does when they work at night, no big thing. Just put up lights and put headlights on your tractors and plows.
Oh, yeah. Just put a lot of light on the subject and keep on keeping on.
Yeah, as long as they don't screw up the grading and everything goes downhill,
There you go.
Yeah, very good. That ought to be interesting because that's one of those Amazon warehouses that uses robots to go get stuff. Those robotic, I don't know if you've ever seen those little wheeled things that walk around and pick up things.
Kind of like them robots that vacuum the
floor. It looks kind of like that, except a little bigger.
Okay. But it's got a lift on it too.
Yeah, it does. It's got a little thing that picks up the stuff. It's neat. But I don't know. I guess that's what we've come to. It's you'd probably have 10,000 employees if it didn't have any robots.
Probably.
Well, very good, Richard. Maybe we'll live long enough to see it all work. No, I'm kind of hoping it doesn't. That was Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo. Richard, he's in Lebanon. Who else we got? East, please come in.
KE4 TWI.
How come it didn't move all that stuff to Watertown, Wes?
Yeah, that's what we need out here. Now, I'm actually mobile right now. Got a pretty good signal. I'm halfway between Watertown and Lebanon.
Yeah, you sound good tonight too.
Well, everything's good out here. KE4TWI. Frank and M4N.
Hold on, Frank. Yeah, Wes, very good. That was Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. I heard a Frank out there, but I don't know who it was. Frank, go ahead.
Roger
November, Mike 4 November. I'm not copying very well, but thought I'd try and check into the net. I saw advertised there. Over.
Ah, very good. Frank, where are you located?
Name is John, and I'm in Franklin, and just south of Cool Springs there, a little south of Cool Springs, near the YMCA off of the Mac Hatcher. Over.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I'm sorry. When I caught you saying it was a double, and all I heard was the Frank, and so I thought your name was Frank. I'm sorry about that, John.
Roger, no problem. Call November, Mike 4 November, and the name is John, Juliet, Oscar, Henry November. Don't know if I could get through better on sideband or not. I could do that if anybody had it up there after the net. Over.
Ah, yeah, very good. No, you're coming in pretty good here. I didn't look at the meter, but I'm guessing you're about an S3 or 4 here. No problem. What kind of antenna are you using there, John?
Roger. Sounds good. I am hearing you. One thing, my hearing isn't real great to begin with. Throw that in there. But I do have a little bit of noise coming in as well as your voice. So a little hard for me to get it there. Punctured eardrum on the left side, so I'm dealing with that and have been for years. Over.
Yeah, I got you, John. Yeah, you're bumping up against S3 to me. What type of antenna did you say you were using?
I have a antenna up in the J pole. Couldn't remember there for a moment. A J pole antenna for 440 and for 146 up in the attic. It's in the attic thanks to the HOA. Over.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it'd be great. I know that you can get a little sneakier. There's a couple of people that are living over there in Franklin with HOAs. They're using like a 5/8 wave J pole. I mean, a 5/8 wave ground plane, and they'll just attach it to like the back side of their house on one of the vent pipes, and that gets out so much better than a J pole in the attic.
Roger. You know, I just recently bought a new 2-meter antenna. I believe it's 5/8, and I have never put it up yet. Picked it up at the Louisville Ham Fest there a few months ago, and I'll have to work towards getting that thing installed. Over.
Yeah, very good. No, that would help out a lot. I mean, your J pole is doing pretty good right now. Don't get me wrong, but obviously you're having difficulty on some receive issues. You know, just being in the attic with a relatively poor J pole receive, ability there.
Roger. I just increased power a little bit. I don't know, probably that might have helped Tad possibly on your end. Over.
Oh, well, I've got a good copy on you already, but yeah, that was still about the same at about S3. But again, I've got a good audio here. I doubt you're getting out too far just due to, your signal leaving that area. But then I've got a great receive antenna. I've got a reasonably good elevation here. So I'm at an advantage and you're at a disadvantage. So, hey, it was great to have you in there, John. How did you hear about this on the announcement?
I'm sorry, repeat the question again. Repeat the question.
Sure. How did you hear about the net?
I just saw it on the let me see, pull up the website here. The auxiliary communicators, it showed Mount Juliet Simplex Society, KN4FKZ, and looked down and found the frequency. Thought I'd come up and see if I could get in. Over.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing a good job. I'm glad you saw it there. Yeah, well, you don't have your yeah, you got. I can put you on our mailing list if you like. We've got we send out a couple of messages a week about nets and some other things.
Okay. I am really having a rough time. If I had a small directional antenna up there in the attic, I know it'd be coming in a lot better. I'm getting 95%, but losing some in M4NID.
Yeah, very good. Looking forward to hearing from you again. And if you need some help with that antenna, I'm sure there's somebody we can find round up to help you out if you need it.
Roger. Any of you guys running 1.2 gig over?
There are a few folks here, but I don't know how active they are. I can certainly send that request out to the group.
Okay. I'm doing so bad on 2 meters. I'm thinking 1.2 from your area would probably be even worse. But yeah, if there are, I have an antenna made, a ground plane, quarter wave ground plane that, and I've got another one, a directional antenna in the works for 1.2. So if there's anybody else running that, I'd be interested in trying to hook up on it over.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be happy to send that out to the group on a separate email. Looking for, seeing who's got 1.2 gig capabilities. That'd be great. All right, well, listen, John, it was good to have you in there. And John, that's November Mike for November, and he is over in Franklin near Cool Springs with a reasonably good signal coming out of his attic J-pole. And we look forward to hearing from him again and getting him on the mailing list. Who else do we have east? Please come in.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. And if you could, if you're sending out an email, put nm4n at arrl.net in there. My call at ARRL. Over.
I'll do it. I'm already getting ready to do that for you, John. So I hope you're getting a notice on that in a little later this evening.
Roger. Thank you very much. I'll be listening for a little while. November Mike for November.
Yep. Again, that was November Mike for November, and he's over in Franklin, Cool Springs area. Who else east? Please come in.
You got it right. November Mike for November, or no more for now. Phonetically, over.
Ah, very good. No more for now. All right, sounds good. Who else do we have east, please?
W4EDX.
Hey, I heard you crying out on the air earlier, and I was in the middle of eating dinner. How you doing there, Eddie?
Doing very well. Hope everybody else is. And Paul, thanks for all you do. All the emails and contact list. You're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. Flattery will get you everywhere, Eddie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, what do you need?
All right, well, carry on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, very good. That was Eddie, Whiskey 4, Echo, Bravo, X-Ray. He's in Gladeville. Good signal as always. Anybody else? East, please come down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, did you get your additional DX all wrapped up for yourself?
Haven't quite made challenge yet, but I think I'm up to about 700 now.
Oh my gosh, that's really that's quite a lot. How long have you been doing that to get to that 700 countries or 700 QSOs in different countries?
I think about 3 years maybe.
Yeah, well, it's true though. It's rarely are those things easy, and rarely is it take a short amount of time. It just takes patience and perseverance, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's out 788 work, but I only have well over 700 confirmed.
And that's all. You have to reach so many and so many different bands, right?
Yeah, you work all the different DXCT entities on different bands. It doesn't matter what mode it is, but each one counts for one credit towards the DXCT.
Wow. Still a lot of work, and again, getting them confirmed as well is a big deal. That's why it's a challenge, I think.
Yeah, the 60 meter band doesn't count. Just the 160, 80, 40, and the work bands and
Oh, they do include the work bands, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, it's good they do actually. Gives you something, but I'm surprised they don't include 60 meters.
Mostly it's too narrow for DX, so they don't include it.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. That's right. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I was on 60 meters, so it wasn't that big a deal. And then they allow digital modes on there too.
Yeah, right, Georgia. Well, I want to hook you up, Paul. Back to that. Okay,
Very good. That was Stan, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. He's over in just a little bit north of Lebanon, working on his my gosh, that challenge to work. Wow, I don't even know how many. What's the total? The top total you need to get?
You have to make a 1,000 to get on the challenge list. You can look it up on the ARL. Like there's several folks that have been handled forever that have like over 3,000, 3,300, 3,400.
Wow. Yeah, we'll have to look up that challenge to reach 1,000 QSOs on different bands on DX. All right, very good. Again, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo Stand in just a little bit north of downtown Lebanon. Who else we got east?
WD4BWC.
Hey, you sound pretty good tonight. What'd you do different there, Jeff?
Moved the antenna a fleck, but that's about it.
You did well with the antenna?
I moved it a fleck.
Huh. That sounds good though tonight.
Maybe it's the cold weather.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it does sound good.
That's good news.
Oh yeah, it does, and there's no hum either.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Hey, no complaints. Till I get the new antenna and the new radio, we'll see.
Is that what's coming on Christmas?
Yeah, that's what's coming.
You hope, instead of the coal in your stocking.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure it's coming. The Yaesu 785, something like that.
Ah, Yesu. Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is, but sounds good. Yeah, I've got that was, by the way, that was Jeff. A great signal, cleaned up quite a bit. Sounds good. He's getting a new rig and a new antenna from getting it for the Christmas holidays, but that'll be good. Whiskey Delta 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie. Yeah, in fact, I ordered should have put that in announcements. I ordered a new 10 meter antenna this morning. I'm going to send out a little link on that so you'll know what I bought. Not that it matters what I bought, but I guess I'm bragging because it's not that expensive. All right, who else we got east? Anybody else east? Going up to the north then, north of Montreal.
Kilo November 4, Victor Tango India.
Had a double in there, but I heard Charlie in there. That's that one I heard clearly. Charlie, how are you doing tonight?
Good, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's like see, when it's warm in the house, I can sit here with shorts and a tank top and sneakers and feel like I'm in Florida.
Yeah, I like when it's warm in the house and cold outside. But I don't like when it's cold outside because me and my dad, we were going to go to this new restaurant that's in Mount Juliet called the Humble Hoagie. It's in a place where almost all the restaurants shut down. But it's not open for dinner, which is probably going to shut down here soon. We went up farther north of Mount Juliet to get something to eat, and it was freezing. Only for like 10 seconds where we got out of the car, I nearly froze to death. I'm 12.5% Australian, so I like to attribute it to that fact. Although I just think I'm warm-natured.
Well, that's probably true. That's probably true. I mean, you just remind when I was a kid, I grew up up there on the Canadian border, and we had a large oil-fired furnace. It was a converted coal furnace, and not that that makes a difference, but it was such that it had this damper on it that had to open and close based upon whether the burners were running or not. Sometimes it got stuck, and if it got stuck, the fire wouldn't start in the oil burner, and there would be no heat in the house. And that happened a few times at night, and I'd wake up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and it'd be 35 or 40 degrees in the house. And I'd have to go down there and push that damper to unloosen it so we could warm up the house again. So until you wake up at 35 or 40 degree morning, you're doing fine.
Fair enough.
Well, very good. Everything going well with your shack?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I worked Slovenia this morning. It's our first contact across the pond. Overall, it's going well. I'm going to be getting, hopefully, I'll work out a 10-meter antenna sometime in the next few months. I'm probably not going to check into the 10-meter net tonight. Me and my dad have a show that we watch that I have to get to. But yeah. Anyway, with my HF, I've been going well with it. My shack is going strong.
Well, very good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you're keeping active. And Slovenia is a nice one. And there's a whole bunch of countries in Europe, as you know. So you got all of them to cover. And not to mention, hopefully, working hard to get some of those in Africa and all over. Well, they're everywhere, actually. You know, there's a lot of countries out there. Well, very good, Charlie. Kilo November 4, Victor Tango, India. I believe at this point is our youngest member of the group. And he's 13 and doing a fine job. Who else we got north? Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4, Romeo Victor, come back.
Very good. How are you doing, Brent? Haven't talked to you in a week or so.
Yeah, I'm doing great, Paul. Yeah, you hadn't talked to me. I worked 106 hours last week. Thought I was a part-time guy, but nope, I'm working round the clock here lately.
Yeah, that's not good though. If you're working that much, I've never worked that many in 1 week. Not that many. Well, maybe in the military, but not on a real job.
Yeah, I was actually overjoyed at making up for my trip to Savannah and some stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do some catch up over the next 3 weeks.
Does that count for double time in some of those hours?
Just a few, because by the time I have to work an extra 8 just to get to my 40, and then, like I said, some of them will be like over the Christmas holiday. I think Christmas night will be.
Yeah, that's a lot of. Yeah, that's just a lot. I mean, my wife who works at the Postal Service, she is on her feet for 95% of her day, and she says it really bothers me. And I said, well, yeah, it did me too. I mean, I've done that, but not recently. And she said, well, you probably couldn't do it now. I said, no, I don't want to do it now. I mean, it's just it's hard to get used to being on your feet all the time if you've never done it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would being on your feet both kills you. We'd get out here. Sometimes we used to wear those when I worked at St. Thomas. We'd have direct traffic and stuff. And we'd be in those black uniforms, standing out in the sun at 90% humidity. It'd about kill you.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I remember when I was having be on my feet a lot when I was working on the ship way back when I was young. And that was when I was young. I was 19. And I remember I would actually standing there on watch, I'd shift my foot over my weight over to 1 foot just to give the relief to the other foot for a while.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was a military policeman in the Army, and that's all you did was stand at a gate. I mean, I don't even know why they called us military police.
I know. You saluted all the cars coming in, right?
I tried to keep it down to the ones that just had the little red tag with the stars and colonel insignias on it.
Oh no, I understand. I've done. Well, I haven't done that drill necessarily, but as you know, even if we were out somewhere and some brass vehicle, a vehicle with a flag on the front of it, you had to salute it whether you knew who it was or not.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it was just the driver of the guy.
Well, you can't take chances.
Yeah, I know. I had a friend of mine was walking down there, and they just happened to miss that the guy had an officer sticker. Of course, it was a butter bar. He jumped out of that car, and I mean, he ran up one side of them and right down the other. And I was like, that is ridiculous. But what really turned out funny, one of the guys that he jumped happened to be related to the lieutenant colonel that was second command of base.
Yeah, that's funny. I always thought it was silly to be saluting vehicles. I really did. I still think it's silly.
I'll tell you, so much changed in the Army. I don't know if they still do or they don't.
I don't know if I have anybody to ask, but there might be somebody in the group that knows. Well, very good, Brent. Good to have you in there. I'm sorry you had to work so hard, but it certainly does pay the bills. That's Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor, Quebec, and he's in northwest Wilson County. And who's up next? North, please come in.
KB9 RKK.
Very good. There might have been a double in there, but I caught Frank in there. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, that story you guys were just talking about just reminded me of I had the same thing happen.
Of which? Saluting cars?
Yeah, I was the driver. I had the general in there, and I, just dropped him off, so the flag's still on there, and the guy's saluting me, and I'm rolling down the window telling him, hey, I'm just me. And he's like, I don't care. It's got that flag on it. I got to salute it.
No, that's true. I know one time I did it, and I saw the car coming, and I turned around and faced the opposite direction.
Yeah. And then I was riding a lieutenant's motorcycle that I borrowed, and I'm driving back, and I know the guy at the gate, and he's saluting. And I said, why are you saluting me again? He's like, that blue sticker means it's an officer's motorcycle, so I'm saluting the sticker. I'm like, geez.
What kind of base was it?
It was a Coronado Amphib base. It was a Navy base.
Oh, so it was a Marine at the gate.
No, it was my friend John. He was a Navy guy, but I knew him. He was saluted anyway just because of the sticker.
No, I got you. But the Marines generally will salute everything that even they think is an officer.
Well, I did that to a chief just once. Never did it again after that. I got reamed for that one.
No, I'm sure you did. It's not the thing to do. Well, very good, Frank. Everything going all right for you?
Yeah, everything's good. Well, of course, I've been off this week, using up my vacation time. So, when you're not having to go into the office, it's always, in the beginning, it's good. Then you start getting bored.
If you can imagine, my wife works with a fellow who's got like 300 sick days he can take and another couple of hundred vacation days, and he's getting ready to retire.
Yeah, well, we can carry over 1 week, and we've been so busy, and I've been doing so much training, and I'm going to be traveling some more next year. So I didn't get to use up my vacation. So I get 4 weeks. I'm at that point right now, and that's the max you can get. And I carried over one from last year, so I have to burn them up. So I don't go back till the day after. I go back on Thursday after the New Year holiday.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm glad things are going good for you. All right, that was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo, and he's up also in Northwest Wilson. Who else? North, please come.
WB0NOO.
Hey, appreciate you hanging in there, Mark. Doing all right?
Doing good. Been watching the worthless television this evening, but I'm not going to comment on that. So, haven't been doing much else. Trying to get ready for Christmas.
Yeah, I got advice for everybody. Stay off the roads.
Yeah. Well, everybody talks about being off work for a couple of weeks and getting bored. It's been almost 2 years for me, so I'm not bored yet.
No. If you're bored, you need to go get a job because I can fill up every day doing something.
Yep. Last thing I want is a job. I did that for enough years. I think that I'm done with that now.
Well, it sounds like you did at least 35 or 40.
Well, at least. Just trying to think. I think I went to work for Motorola in 1967.
Holy man, you retired just a couple years ago?
Yeah, I hung in there longer than most.
Well, then that's like 50 years.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You just thought I'd learned something in 50 years.
No, actually, after about 30, you start going downhill in the brain department.
Well, that must be the problem then, because if I was good up for the first 30 years and lost it during the last 20, then I'm about out of info.
There you go. Well, actually, what's funny is, and I'm sure you can attest to this because I did in my career. I didn't work 50 though, like you did for one company, but the experience that you have, the new guys that are coming into it, the ones that get out of tech school or whatever, and he'd run across something and you see them chasing their tail and you go, no, you just got to look over here. And I go, what are you talking about? I said, no, this is how they used to do it.
Yeah. Well, I did not work for Motorola for all 50 of those years. 35 of them were with a partner and for me. So, but anyway, I agree with you. It's kind of fun to watch the new guys and just see what they really teach in tech school, which our experience wasn't that they taught much about what we did.
No, I'm guessing it was mostly just basic and advanced electronics, not specifically related to a particular business, you know.
Yep. And the common sense part they left out. We had one guy one time that was working for us, and somebody told him to go drill some holes in that aluminum box over there so we can put a speaker behind it for a test set. So he's gone for, I don't know, a couple hours it seems like, but it was good he was out of everybody's hair. But we go check, and he comes in and he says, that aluminum is really tough. He says, I just can't seem to drill through it. Have you got any more drill bits? No, don't have any more. What's the deal? Aluminum's soft. Well, he was running the drill press backwards.
Yeah, it tends to burn up bits real fast.
Even in aluminum. But anyway, I guess that's what you get. So have a good nap. I think I'll just sit back and listen for a while. WB0 in a while.
Very good. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. He's up in the North Wilson County, up near the weather station of the NOAA, the National Weather Service. He probably hears the radar swinging over his house every 30 seconds or so. Who else we got? Anybody else north?
W4DVD. K4WK.
Hey, hold on, Steve. I got somebody else in there just ahead of you. How you doing there, Brian?
Oh, not bad, not bad. I seem to have an excellent copy on everybody this evening. I was actually able to hear Eddie at Q5 down in Glazeville, and of course Brett, Mark, and Charlie are all coming in full strength here. So, and Frank, of course. So it's very nice, even though I do have a J-pole in the attic, which seems to be intended to be cursed this week before DVD.
Well, it's just that's my standard line, Antennas in the everybody's got to get their J poles out of the attic, and I was one of them. This is like a AA meeting, except this is a JP meeting.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Hey, when I started checking into this net, I started with 19-inch wire and the braid of the coax going the other 19 inches, hanging from the lamp hook in the shack here, which is well below the attic, and I was running 1 power. So, this J-pole in the attic is a big step up for me.
Well, it's a super J-pole, really. It's a super modified J-pole. It's like a turbo J-pole.
I don't know. It did work on 440s a couple times. I tried it, but I don't have gear for that now. But with the deluxe and parasitic elements, it should favor your direction a bit. Now you're coming in very well as usual, but I did. Charlie was loud, Frank was loud, Brett of course was loud, but I don't even need a radio to talk to him. And of course Mark was just booming. I didn't look at the meter. I probably just hurt my eyes. W4 DVD. Yeah,
very good. That was Brian. That's Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor, and he is also in Northwest Wilson. He's got his modified J-pole in the attic. It's a non-standard J-pole with some parasitic elements and a reflector, I believe. Who else? I got Steve up there, K4WKU. What's up, Steve, in Bowling Green, or near Bowling Green?
Not too much up here, Paul. Just waiting around to give you another number and say hello to everybody. I heard Mark in there pretty much 90% of what his comments were. And looking forward to trying a 10-meter net out.
Sounds good. Well, then we'll rush over to that part of the net. By the way, that was Steve, Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform. He's the one that manages and does the net control for the 2-meter sideband, the 2-meter simplex net on Tuesdays and Thursdays from Bowling Green on 146.430. And he's got a really growing base of people up there in southern Kentucky and southern central Kentucky and northern Tennessee he's found that there's a pretty active group of people up there interested in simplex. Anyway, he's numbering how we were not too long ago, with about 10, 11, 12, 13 a night. So doing great. Also doing it twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Good to have you in there, Steve.
Appreciate it, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Again, that was Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform. Those nets, of course, if you got a beam, which you probably need if you're anywhere, well, like where I am, or somewhere farther south. To me, he's about 65 miles, but I can catch him usually either with a beam I have or on the vertical. But I have an elevation that's better than some of you, not all, but so it helps to have a good antenna. That's the kind of the key, as we've all found out in Simplex. Who else north? Please come in.
Whiskey 9 Bravo, Oscar, Quebec.
Are you doing special effects tonight there, Dennis? Yo, Dennis.
My handheld on.
Yeah, I heard a lot of feedback there.
Yep. So it's cold out. I couldn't believe it today. It was pretty chilly.
Oh man, you're just a non-hacker.
I know, but it still was cold.
Yeah, it is, but well, I didn't go out much, but yes, it was cold. I agree with you. When I went out this morning and I saw nothing but frost, and then I didn't realize how cold it was. I looked at the temperature and said, "Holy mac!" And then I went outside, and there was actually some flurries this morning. Did you see those?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, just a little tiny bit. It wasn't any big deal. It just that's when I knew it was cold enough. You can always go back to Wisconsin.
Bought that radio that didn't work. Well, it doesn't work. So I need to either send it to Yazoo or send it to somebody local. Do you think I should let Alan? Alan's so backlogged. I don't want to give him more work to do. I know he's recovering from some health problems. So I don't know if I should just send it into Yazoo and just bite the bullet or what.
Well, do this. Send a note to the group with your model and just ask if anybody knows how to repair them or knows somebody who will repair them.
There's a dead short on the DCM. I took it apart enough to see the circuit board. There's no burn marks on it. It smells a little tiny bit of smoke. So something in right where the DC goes in must have shorted.
Uh-huh. Your audio is really fouled up today. No, it's really bad compared to normal.
My audio?
Yeah, it's really, really distorted. Like you got 150% gain, or you got the microphone inside your mouth.
I was messing around earlier. I forgot to set it back. This should be a little better.
Yeah, that's much better. Much better. It just sounded so. It did sound bad because normally you sound great.
All righty. Well, we're going to 10 meters tonight?
We are 10 meters on 28.415 sideband.
Roger that. Back to net. WWOQ. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, very good, Dennis. That's Dennis in Castellian Springs. Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec in Castellian Springs. Great signal. He's got an enviable station by almost anybody's standards. He's got like a 70-foot tower with a Diamond X700 on the top, and he's got a beam as well, and he's got a reasonably good elevation to start up there. So he's cooking. I wish everybody had a station like that, including me. I wish if I had a 70-foot tower, I could, instead of using 50 watts, I'd use 10. Anyway, who else we got? Anybody else north? Going to the west then. West, please come in.
And for DJT.
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Pretty good, Paul. Just, hanging out like a hair in a biscuit. Saw the flurries this morning up here in Bon Agua, and was going to work on my antenna later in the day, but YL is almost sick from work. She's got that crud that's going around, and I fear she may have passed it on to me. I'm not feeling all that great myself, but we'll get through it. But that X beam's going in the air this weekend. Heck or high water, it's going up in the air. So I want it done. So even if I'm coughing up a lung and bleeding out my eyes, it's going up in the air.
I got you. Was there a double in there? Hold on, Don. Heard somebody in there right on top of you. It was a real weak signal, though. Yeah, I hope you don't have the flu, man, because I haven't had the flu in about 6 or 7 years, and I don't want it ever again.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a swine flu maybe like 7, 8 years ago when it was going around. That was no fun. But now we're going to get these towers up. At least this big one here this weekend. And I like to thank Robin and Michael for coming over and picking up the stuff out of my driveway, because while I was thinking of looking at it all, now I get that corner of the driveway cleaned out with all the leaves and stuff that was being held up by that tower and that vertical antenna I got rid of.
Oh, wow, that's great. So some of it got cleared out. You got more to get rid of?
I think I'm good for now. I got some stuff I'm going to go through my closets here. I got a bunch of radios and parts and stuff that I'm probably going to put on the swindle net. All of it works. I just got to go through it all, figure out what I want to absolutely keep and what I get rid of. I got 3 radios that I am not using. Yaesu 847, all bands, all mode, 160 to 70 centimeters. I got a ICOM 9100 and ICOM 7410. One of them I'm keeping. I just haven't figured out which one yet.
Well, if you don't mind, if you could, if you make a list and put some prices that you'd like to sell them for, you can just slap them on the web here so everybody can see them at the same time.
Yeah, I'll do that. I just got to get like I said, I got to figure out which one I want to keep. All 3 of them are great radios. Probably the 7410 for sure, because it's HF only, and I got enough HF rigs. Yeah, I just got to figure out which ones I'm going to keep. I got a bunch of other accessories, installed boxes that I haven't moved. I haven't really unpacked since I moved up here full time in May. So once I get these towers up, I'll get the shag in order. I'll get the list together for you.
Yeah, I know the deal. Shacks are never done. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, and then when you're done, you want to change them. So yeah, I'm not quite at the changing them part yet. It's probably gonna stay this way for a while, but once it's up, I'll be like, I could have done this a little different.
Yeah, well, once it's done and then you're happy with it, another radio comes out and then you're unhappy again.
I'm already eyeing an Apache or a Flex to replace the 7300. I love my 7300, don't get me wrong, but and I'll keep it. Yeah, I'm already starting to eye Apache or a Flex SGR. I've been talking with a bunch of guys down on the 80 and 160 on AM, and the audio just sounds like butter because the bandwidth's so wide.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, those those software defined radios are especially those you mentioned are really sweet. I just saw a demonstration. I've never used one, but they're just, I can't, I think that's really where the next, there aren't going to be any radios except those in another 10 years.
No, absolutely. It's just the technology. I have an SDR Play RSP1, and it's probably, to my ear, is better or the same as my 7300, and it's just a receiver, obviously, but the thing works great. I use it as a pan adapter, and I have it slaved into my 7300, so wherever I click on the FDR, it sets my transmitter frequency there. So it's kind of a cool little setup. But yeah, I love that little SDR Play. It's an awesome receiver. It covers up here too. It'll tune up to 2 meters. I think it goes way up above that.
Yeah, I have one of those, and I've not tried it up on 2 meters though. But yeah, it's amazing how well that thing receives, even with a poor, not a great antenna.
Yeah, I normally keep it up on my, when I was in Spring Hill, when I had all the antennas up, I usually ran it on my mag loop. It's great on 160 meters pulling out those weak ones. I had on 82. But yeah, I got to get my mag loop bumper down there. I like to put up a longer antenna for receiving 160, but I didn't buy enough property to put up a beverage antenna, so mag loop's going to have to be it.
Yeah, I got you. Well, very good, Don. Glad you're making progress. Like I said, don't forget to put that up on the web because we've got like 85 folks here on the mailing list, so it's a pretty good marketing ploy to stick it up there first, get a local sale out of it, So very good. We're looking forward to that. That was Don, November 4, Delta, Juliet Tango, and he's in Bon Aqua. Great signal. Who's next? West, please come in.
KM4YRF.
Hey there, how you doing there, Michael?
I'm doing pretty good, Paul. How are you?
I'm not sure I've ever been better. I know I'm doing great, really. As long as I'm healthy and I feel good and my arthritis doesn't bother me, I'm in great shape.
I hear that. I just want to say thanks to Don for the 10-meter vertical, and I'm going to put it to good use.
Well, dang, and I just went out and bought one.
I know it. You missed out.
No, that's all right. I wouldn't mind. No, I bought that super penetrator, the one from Highgate.
All right.
Yeah, I'll have to send out the little video on that. that fella Eric, and I forget his call right now, but he did a nice video on it, and I say I was impressed because you know, I mean, high gain isn't you know, it's not the Mercedes of antennas, but it's certainly I got some good reports on it.
Yeah, I know. I've watched several Eric's videos. He's pretty good.
Well, if he lacks anything in presentation, he makes it up for enthusiasm.
Absolutely, he does.
No, he's really very good. You'd almost think that. I like to see what his nickname is.
No,
Blinky.
Blinky.
Blinky, and I'm not sure it's because he's only got one usable eye, and that's part of the. I don't know if that's the reason he's called Blinky or not.
Oh, really? I didn't know he only had one eye.
No, I have no clue, and I saw it somewhere in there. He said it, as a matter of fact, in one of his videos. That's where I heard it, and it was somebody else commented about it, and because they said something about his another comment said something about his eye. One eye was fixed or something like that. You know, wouldn't move around. The other guy says that's because he's got one working eye. So, kind of understandable.
Well, next time I watch one of his videos, I'll have to look for that.
Yeah. And again, what he makes up for, see, really got a face for radio like us, you know.
You got that right.
No, he seems like a real square guy. I'd love to know him. In fact, when I talked today to the people over there at Gigaparks, I told him, I said, how is Eric up there at, he goes, oh, he's a great guy to be around. He's a lot of fun and he's entertaining and he's enthusiastic. And I said, yeah, and he sells your stuff too.
Sure does, I'll bet.
Yeah, I think he just does it incidentally, and that's the reason they give him the stuff to test and stuff and to use, because I think all that stuff comes from Gigaparts that he analyzes.
I think you're probably right.
Well, very good, Michael. Got anything else for us tonight? Is your brother out there tonight?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him tonight. I hope he's out there listening.
All right, we'll find out momentarily. That was Michael, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's in Belshire. Great signal as always. Of course, he's also got the X700 Club here. It almost sounds like we're taking something off a TV there, one of those Christian channels. But it's the Diamond X700 Club. That's where the special 700 Club. All right, anybody else? Wes, please come down. We're missing Rick. Anybody else west? All right, then down to the south of Mount Juliet, south of 40. Please come in.
Yankee Victor.
All right, we had a double or a triple train wreck in here, but I did get Larry. So how you doing, Larry?
Good, pretty good, man. I'll let you get on with it. K4SYB.
All right, Mr. Short Timer Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. He's in Rockville. You went so fast, I forgot where you're from. All right, anybody? Who was the other double in there? Please come in.
Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee.
Well, you did a really nice gut double because, man, when you guys clashed, it was like a lightning striking each other in the air. How you doing? How you doing there, Ed?
Okay. I'm going to pause for a second.
Yeah. What? Everything going all right for you down there in Shake Rag?
Oh, yes, sir. I heard the guy out of Bowling Green, Steve there, said he's having you heard him say that he's having a Simplex net on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What time?
That's at 7:30 for him on Tuesdays and Thursdays on that 146.430.
Yeah, he sounded good. I had about 7 bars on him.
Yeah, he as far as I know, he almost always uses. He has a small. I say small. I'm thinking it's a 5-element beam that he has pointed south. So that's probably the reason you hear him better. But even then, under some conditions, I can't hear him at all.
Well, I'm sure the conditions are better tonight somehow or other there. But anyway, I thought of check that net out there. Of course, he'd have to have his beam pointed this way for me to have any hope at all there. Anyway, Paul, I know there's another one there. Definitely, we flash with just momentarily there. I'll let you have him and turn it back over to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to the net. Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee Ed.
Very good. That was Ed. Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. He's got a great signal down there just a little bit south, I think, of Shelbyville. It's Shake Rag, if you can look up that place. It's famous, just famous. Started out with a schoolhouse, I think. Who else south? Please come in. Anybody else south? Please come in. Hold on, I had Scott in there first. There was another station, but I didn't hear the whole thing. But we'll get you in just a second. How you doing, Scott?
Doing well. Carry on. I'll meet you on the 10 meter net.
All right, sounds good. Short timer waiting for the 10 meter. That was Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne. Who was the other station, please?
KN4. Romeo. Here to go. And turn the radio on and turn them on. Check in and kind of all the things. But
All right, hold on, Joe. I've got it. You're a little weak to me, and all I heard was the Joe in the last two letters of your call. Let me get back to you. I got it. The other station was on top of you before you, and it was Kilo November 4, and I didn't get the rest of it.
KN4PQX.
This sounds like somebody I used to know, Joey.
That is correct. You used to know me. Hopefully you can get to know me again, though. That would be pretty sweet.
That's right. How you doing, man? We missed you.
I'm doing pretty good. First semester of college is over. That one was a doozy, but past that I'm good.
Well, that's good. I hope you started out and hit the road running over there. First semester is kind of important.
Yeah, I did pretty good. I have four. I don't remember how many classes I took, but it was all A's and one C.
I'm not going to ask what the 1C was in. Was it something that didn't matter, I hope?
No, it was pre-calculus, but that's just because I didn't put a whole awful lot of time in the class, so that one's my bad. I was like a point and a half away from a B, so it's not that terrible.
No, I would understand that because I never took calculus, and I'm afraid I don't know, maybe now I do all right, but when I was young, I was so horrible at math. I didn't even think I could do trig, and then I self-taught myself trig, so it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, trig was tough because we covered it in like a week and a half or something. That wasn't fun.
But yeah, like I said, again, if you're going into engineering, you can't avoid calculus.
Yeah, I'll be taking it this next semester. Basically, everyone I know has said that it was fairly easy compared to pre-calculus, and everyone I'm going to school with took calculus last semester and passed it pretty much. So if I ever need help, I know like 8.5 million people that have taken it. So that's
Awesome. Well, very good. Good to have you back in there, Joey, and I'm glad your first semester at college went almost perfect. Again, that was Kilo November 4, Papa Quebec X-Ray. He's a relatively new ham, and he's a little ways in, maybe a year. And he's going to first year, just finished his first semester of college. And he's just south of me in Hermitage, but he's 5 miles or so south of me, just near Percy Priest Lake. All right, up next is Joe, but I didn't get the full call. Joe, you still there?
I am at Kilo Juliet 4, Echo Victor Romeo. Echo Victor Romeo. Running 6 watts off a rubber duck over here by the airport.
Aha! Very good. You must have been scanning the airwaves, were you?
No, I hear you. I hear the net. It's programmed in, so I was scanning my memory channels and heard it.
Ah, very good. Just waiting for somebody at the airport, or you live by the airport. Which is it?
Yeah, I live in an apartment over here off of Riley and Elm Hill.
Oh yeah, very good. 6 watts. Is that all you got? Oh, what is it on a handheld?
It's the FT818.
Ah, very good. Well, it's getting good to me, and I'm pretty good everywhere over there in the Donaldson and airport area. But there's going to be a lot of people that can't hear you. What kind of antenna are you hooked up to?
Just the rubber duck that came with it. I understand it's a Simplex set, but I heard you on, and I wasn't sure exactly where you were located, so I just wanted to see if I could.
Oh yeah, well I'm in Mount Juliet. I mean it's not next door, but on a handheld that's a pretty good trip on a rubber ducky.
It is, and I find this net interesting as much as all the other ones, but this one is really interesting.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. I don't know. I've been doing this is my 545th net here on this frequency, and we've been growing it slowly but surely up to. Well, we've got about 85 people on the mailing list, and we average 20 something every net, and that's twice a week. So obviously there's a lot of interest in Simplex. I'm not so sure they're interested in me, but they get to figure out who they can hear I'm talking to either on the net or they can hear it on the the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think it's neat. When I'm able and I have my own yard, I would love to put up a game and participate, do all else I can do. But sometimes I do hear someone else in there that's talking to me, but most of the time I don't.
Very good. Is your email good on QRZ?
It should be. It should be my call at Gmail. Hey, Kilo Juliet 4 Echo Victor Romeo.
Okay, very good. I'll make a point to get you on the mailing list if you don't mind.
I would love that. Thank you, sir.
All right, very good. I look forward to hearing, seeing more of you in the future on the air. That was Joe. It's Kilo Juliet 4 Echo Victor Romeo. He's on a handheld, 6 watts over there near the airport, and using an HT with a little rubber ducky. And he's getting to me, and I'm pretty sure there's only might be a couple others that can hear him, but it's going to be a little tough until he gets something better up in the air. Who else south or anywhere at this point?
Okay, 4
Hello, Paul and the gang. How's everyone tonight?
Very good. Hold on, Mary. Somebody was right on top of you before that. That was Robin. How you doing, Robin?
all right, Paul. How are you tonight?
See, you drug Joey out of the woodwork.
Text messaging. Yeah. Send him a text. Get on the radio.
Well, he's lucky. He's lucky. He checked in, and I remembered his call, even though I haven't talked to him in a few months.
You finally got it right.
Well, I remembered it, so it was right. Yeah. I'd have to look to see his call again. But yeah, no, you're right. It's I know he's been busy though. He's been in school, and that's more important than the net.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you're right. That first year of college is very important.
Well, that was like, I think I've told you, told it here in the net, is it like Red Fox says, I'm in the same boat. There was only one thing that kept me out of college, and that was high school. Anyway, no, I wish that was stressed more often to more kids in high school, that this going to college is fun, but the first year, you better work or you're going to fall so far behind, you won't know what to do.
Yeah. My first couple of years were rough. It took a while for me to get settled in.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I mean, if when you read some of these schools, some of these universities, the dropout rate in the first semester, after the first semester, is horrible.
Right. All right. Well, carry on. I know it's 9 o'clock and you've got a ways to go. Okay. All right.
Not too far. We're going up to the 10-meter net in a little bit, but I got Mary in there first. How you doing, Mary?
Doing great. How about you, Paul?
I'm doing really just fantastic. Have you heard me say that before? But it is good. I mean, it's even despite of cold weather, it's really good as long as it's I'm awake and I'm aware and I'm alive and I feel good. I think I'm doing fantastic.
Amen. I totally agree. And somebody got us on the radio too with a text. Thanks, Mike.
Ah, very good. Is Marty there with you tonight?
He's right here. Have a good evening, Katie Corley.
Very good. Marty, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hope you are too.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. You know what's funny is to watch. I have a big kick as I got 4 times as many dogs as you do. And when it's cold, all I have to do is stand by the door and wait because they're going to be coming back in like in moments.
Yeah, have you got a new dog?
Oh no! In fact, my wife and I were talking about that today. It'll be before the end of the year. We're going to go up to that shelter up here in North Mount Juliet on Lebanon Road and picking out another semi-oldster. Pick out one that nobody wants no more.
Great. You got a name for he or her?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a her. Because that's what's funny about female dogs is they get along with others better usually.
Yeah. How long has it been since you were dogless?
That's been I forget how long now. It's been a few months. I want to say September, October. Yeah, it's been about 3 months. But the other 4 dogs are they keep us company, and they're great. They're great company, and they're great entertainers. They make me laugh. And of course, they crowd me, and when they jump in bed with us, and they crowd me when I'm sitting on the chair, and they want to put three in my lap at the same time, but they're a joy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, very good, Marty. Good to hear from you, and I'm glad you're doing well. And that was Marty, Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and his better half, Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November Mary, and they're both in Belstar. Is anybody else late chickens?
WE4.
Hey, hold on, Dan. There was somebody else on top of you there with a lesser signal. Who is the other party, please?
KB4 RSM Mobile.
Hey, how you doing, Glenn? Where are you mobile?
Just getting back into the area, heading in from Opry Mill.
Ah, okay, very good. Hey, let me check in Danny first. I got there was a double in there, and I wanted to make sure who it was on your side of the fence there. Hold on there, Glenn. You're going to be in the car for a few minutes, so we're good. Danny, what's up?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, you could have taken him. That would have been fine. So, operating remotely tonight. I'm up in Kentucky in some family land and in town up here for the holidays. Brought the remote rig with me and everything. Thought I would jump in here. I didn't have my act together, and you started from the east, and I didn't have everything set up, so I have to be a late check-in SDR dongler.
Oh, I understand. By the way, there must be a slight internet problem on that check-in because your voice is had a little warble to it.
Well, that's entirely possible. I'm using my cell phone for my internet connection, and I suspect the upload speed is just right on the hairy edge, would be my guess.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's readable. Everything's fine, but you can just tell that there's an issue on whatever satellite it's going over at the moment.
Yeah, well, and there's also some codec settings in this thing that I have to keep tabs on periodically. I have in order to keep the latency down, I don't use a very big buffer in one of the in one of the audio stages. Basically, I'll explain to you another time. But anyway, there's one section of it that does have an audio buffer, and if I make it big enough so the audio is really nice and smooth, the latency gets a little hard to manage. So I have to push the button and count to three, and then talk, and then count to three, and then let off, and whatever else. So it gets a little tedious.
I got you. Well, very good. Let me move on then. I'm glad to hear you're up in Kentucky, and that was Danny, Whiskey Echo 4 Echo, and he's going in through a remote station connection via his cell phone from his home station. So he's definitely I don't know what you call that. He's way ahead of us on the remote simplex technology. He's really remote this time. Very good. And he's normally in Hendersonville, but now he's up in Kentucky. And again, it was Whiskey 4 Echo 4 Echo, Whiskey Echo 4 Echo, Danny in Kentucky somewhere. And Glenn, you still out there mobile?
Absolutely. Yeah, he was really strong for me.
Oh yeah. Well, again, he's in his home station is the repeater for him.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny.
Well, it's you could do the same thing with Echo Link with an Echo Link node if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's just pretty interesting. So, how you doing tonight, Paul?
Well, good considering you were number 27 on the list tonight.
Wow. Yeah, I noticed it was already 9 o'clock, and I turned the radio on and still heard you in there. I thought, well, I can be one of the late guys too. Just the Christmas season has caught me, and we decided to do a little shopping tonight, and time kind of got away, but just about back to the house.
Ah, very good, very good. That's great. Well, very good. Hope you're doing well. You getting any progress on your tower?
Well, as a matter of fact, I got an email yesterday that said it was ready, and I'm supposed to be getting a call tomorrow from the freight company and giving me an ETA of when that thing's going to be here. They're thinking it's probably at this point going to be Monday.
Awesome. That's too bad it's not well, you're still having to work Monday through Friday, so that you have to wait even if it comes in on Monday.
Well, if they tell me for certain Monday, and if we do that, I will take off Monday and just work from home. But my brother is talking to me about taking. He's got a big truck and a big trailer, he's talking about just picking it up possibly over the weekend at the freight hub, uh, which is in Laverne, and us picking it up over the weekend so that we can deal with it and just bring it home ourselves over the weekend versus doing it Monday. So I'm going to work all that out tomorrow when I talk to them and verify that that's an option. We might just do that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That way you bring it home and work on it at your leisure.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's not like I have a loading dock or anything, and the guy's not going to get in my driveway, so we'd be unloading this thing while the truck was in the street. So, yeah, it's probably going to work out a little better that way, but yeah, kind of got excited about it again, and so it's kind of run into Christmas when I didn't really expect it to originally, but that's okay. I mean, so there you go.
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah, that's the problem is whenever I think of any project like that, any project, when I was in sales and project management, I'd sell something, but then I got excited, and then very shortly thereafter, I said, "Oh, now I got to do a lot of work."
Exactly. Yeah. When I got the email yesterday, it all of a sudden became real.
Yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Well, the tower and the results. Actually, you've been talk hot with that tower. Anyway, that was Glenn, Kilo Bravo 4, Romeo, Sierra Mike, over at the 109 area in Mount Juliet and somewhere near the interstate. So good to have you in there, Glenn. Mobile, and you had a great signal, by the way. Anybody else before we move on? Anybody late check-ins, lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, and end-time survivalists? Yeah, I remember all those things. Nothing heard. Well, that's very good. We had a monstrous 27 check-ins, which was it's not a record, but that seems to be our new average. Seemingly keeps creeping up into the mid to high 20s, which is nice. It's a little more people on the air and new people getting affected by Simplex. And I'm going to go ahead and move over to the excuse me, onto the 10-meter sideband then, and closing out this portion. It'll still be on YouTube for you guys that don't have, you people that don't have 10 meters, but we're going to be on 28.415 upper sideband, 28.415. 73 from this net, and I'm moving over there. Well, now this might be a test. I forget which antenna I'm on now in the house here, but this is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the sideband portion of the Mount Juliet Simplex net. Can anybody east of me hear it? Anybody north hear me? Hey, if you would do me a favor, because I'm afraid I forgot to move it off this crappy antenna I have, and I can't really get out there to do it right now. Do you want to go ahead and do the net for me and just run it around? Because it'll only be about 8 or 10 people. You going to do that? Oh boy, is there anybody else can hear me? Any place, anywhere has got a better antenna that I'm using at the moment?
Yeah, I hear you over here, Paul.
That's Danny.
Yeah, it's me, Paul. I hear you fine.
Aha, very good. Well, I'm gonna have to find some. All right, let me try again. I got Danny in there, and I had the Dennis in there. Is anybody else on the net? Yep, K4WY for YRF. Who else in there can hear me? Because I'm really working off a bad antenna. Well, I can't hear you, June. I'm on the radio. Oh, okay, it's not me. Yeah, no. Okay. Who else? Who else is out there besides? I had Dennis, Danny, Michael. Who else was out there? I'm not getting a copy on it. Let's try that again. K4 PEW.
4 stations.
Say that again, please. Who was in there just now? K4 PEW.
Yeah, Paul Stanley. There's a November 4 station in there. November 4 Delta.
Oh, it's probably November 4 Delta Juliet Tango. All right, very good. Yeah, I forgot to go up and change the antenna. I was trying out another antenna which wasn't working out. So November Delta Juliet Tango. Okay, who else? Is there anybody else in there on 10 meters? Please come now. Yeah, go ahead, because I'm really hearing weakly here. Ah, very good. We got Earl in there. KE4 Delta Delta Echo. Forgot his call. Delta DE. What's your call, Earl? I forgot. Ah, there you go. I forgot the Z. How could I forget? All right, very good. Anybody else in there? All right, who else? I'm not copying. Anybody got a relay?
Yeah, the first guy that called, I heard his call sign. I couldn't get it call.
Say again on the call sign, please. Oh, that was probably K4 WKU. Is that correct? Yep, I got it in there. Anybody else out there, please come in.
Kilowatt Victor 4 Romeo Sierra Mike.
Yeah, all righty, got you in there. Again, I'm using a bad antenna, so I apologize for that. I should have switched it over, and I have to go up in the attic to do the switch on the wires. Who else we got on there? Good to see you in there, Glenn. Who else?
I got another relay.
All right, go ahead, then.
KM4 HUE, but I might be wrong on that.
Was it KM4 station? Was it HUE? Was that it? What's you call out and ask for me, Dennis?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
KM4 Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. That's good. That's Stan. Okay, very good. Stan in there at KM4 HQE. All right. Any other stations in there, please? Please come on. There, I got nothing on that one. You hearing anything else in there, Dennis?
Nope. KB4 RSL. Paul, can you hear me?
I can. I got you in there, Glenn. You didn't hear me?
Oh, okay. Now I've got bad QSB here. There's a lot of fading going on. Sometimes you're very readable, and sometimes I can barely hear you. So I guess the dipole in the attic is, having a little bit of trouble. But just glad to meet you.
All right, very good. Yeah, I actually, what I was trying out, I had a off-center fed dipole that was in the attic, and I thought I'd do okay with that, but obviously it's not working out.
Yeah, be a lot better off if my noise floor wasn't so high. I'm going to work on that, but good to meet you there, Paul. KB4 RSL.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Glenn. Who else? Please come now. Anybody else out there? Is anybody copying anything else? Nothing heard, but let me give a rundown quickly, and I don't know if anybody can copy, who's copying me or how much, but I got Dennis, Whiskey 9 BOQ in Castellian Springs, Danny, who's remote, but his antenna's in that's Whiskey Echo 4 Echo in Hendersonville. We got Michael Kilo Echo 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and that's in Belshire. In November 4 Delta Juliet Tango in Bon Aqua, and that's Don. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, of course, that's Earl down in Noreen. And we've got Kilo 4 Whiskey Cat Kilo Uniform. He's in Steve up in Kentucky. Kilo Mike 4 Romeo Sierra Mike Glenn in here in Mount Juliet. And Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo in Lebanon. And I guess it gives the total of me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a number 9. There may be missing some because I can't hear that well on what the antenna I'm using. And things will get better next week, I promise. I'm going back to 2 meters for those of you who want to hear me properly. K4 PEW closing on that.
W9